Okay, so we've talked about mobility having two parts before. We talked about the range of motion and then motor control, and that's being able to move through the range of motion that you have. So we see this come up in a lot of different ways, that we are missing motor control at end ranges, which is where most people are missing motor control through the middle of the range of motion. Not a problem, but it's at the extreme end ranges of our range of motion that people are missing this. So I'm going to use the squat today as an example of kind of what we see and then how we go about correcting that over time, okay? So what we'll often see, and we'll see this with a barbell squat, we'll see this for some people that are new even in just a simple, what seems like a simple air squat. But they'll set up, they'll do their squat, get set, and they'll go down, and then they'll bounce out of the bottom. And what they're doing is they're using the stretch reflex in their muscles to help them get out of the bottom, but they're not demonstrating control down there. So what we'll do, and the way that we do this for all motor control issues, is that we have to slow it down. We have to do really, really slow work. This is often called tempo work, and then isometrics, which are holds. So if this was my squat and I was working with myself, what I would have myself do is do a tempo till I feel like, man, that's where I want to, that's where my athlete feels like they're going to want to drop and bounce out of the bottom. I'm going to have them pause and hold there. And then from that position there, that is the end of their range of motion that they actually have control of. From that point, I'm going to have them come right back up without bouncing. And I'm going to show you two different versions here. One with a bounce that people will often try to do to get help up out of the bottom, and then with one without the bounce. So they'll squat, and they're like, right about here, I feel like I want to collapse, so I'll say, okay, hold there. And then if I ask them to come up, oftentimes they'll go, and they're searching for that stretch reflex that they're used to using to get up out of the bottom, and they're not using that motor control to help on the way back up. So again, without that bounce, we have a tempoed squat that's under control, working on controlling the way down, getting to the bottom, finding, okay, this is where I feel like I want to use my bounce. We're going to stop and hold, and then I will have them come right back up without allowing them to use that bounce. And that's how, those are the two things that we use to help develop motor control, is that tempoed work, either on the descent or the ascent, and then those isometric holds. That's how you're going to develop motor control in all of your movements.